What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Russ from the Russ Experience, and I'm checking in because I got to get a few things off my chest. And it's mainly about the fact that we don't live in the moment as sports fans. And when I say we don't live in the moment as sports fans, I kind of say that because we don't appreciate what we're seeing at the time. I feel everything wants to be, compared. Everything wants to be scrutinized, and I understand that as a society, that's where we're at. But we don't really appreciate what these athletes do on a night-to-night basis. And we can use the NBA Finals as an example. We have the Warriors who are dominating the Cavs right now. They're up 2-0. And we have Kevin Durant right now. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Both are playing very, very well. Now, you can have your opinions about Kevin Durant. I mean, you can criticize the way he left OKC, blew a 3-1 lead against them, and then goes to a team that already won a championship. You can criticize how he went about that last summer. But whatever your feelings may be, he is playing great right now. And instead of appreciating the greatness that he's displaying right now, we want to compare to past teams. And right now I'm seeing that this Warriors team is being compared to the old Chicago Bulls teams. And the first thing that jumps to my mind is the Warriors haven't even won this series yet. Now, they're up 2-0. They played pretty well. Not pretty well. They played great these first two games, and there hasn't been much to criticize. But they haven't won the series. Until they get that fourth game, you can't sit there and you can't really be comparing them to past teams that won the championship. I saw Vegas had odds, and I don't have the odds in front of me, but they did compare the Warriors to they did have odds, and I believe the odds were the Warriors would beat the Chicago Bulls. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure, but that's not even the main thing. The main thing is that hold up. Let's take a step back here. The reason why they're making odds because this series hasn't been competitive. I know that's the main reason why they're doing it. You need something to talk about. But the reason why I just think it's ridiculous is that it's different eras, it's different rules. I know it's fun. I know it's fun to talk about, but it's kind of ridiculous when you got Vegas is making odds on it, and you're going to see a lot of people on social media. You're going to see shows on ESPN or FS1 that debate who can win. That's all fine and well. There's nothing wrong with debating about past teams. That's what makes sports fun. But when you beat it into the ground and you start saying, well, they couldn't do this and that. Maybe Steph couldn't adapt to the rule changes. Or Durant or any of these guys on the Warriors couldn't adapt to the old style rule changes. And then, that leads into, kind of criticizing their flaws. And it just gets to a weird place. It gets to a place where people start criticizing because they have their feeling. They have their strong feelings on who's better. Because I'm sure if you're debating this with someone who loves Michael Jordan, loves the old Bulls teams, they're going to be like, well, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, they wouldn't be able to do this against Michael, wouldn't be able to do it against Robin, Scotty, all those old Bulls players. It just gets to a strange place, and when you have shows just talking about it constantly, I feel that we're losing sight of just appreciating what we have right now. Like I said, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with debating past teams to current teams. It's just the all fun thing in sports. But let's just appreciate what we have. Let's appreciate in the moment. Let's appreciate that guys like Kevin Durant and Steph Curry are playing great right now, could possibly have all-time great series. And we lose sight of that. Expanding on the losing sight part, we talk about legacies all the time. The main person that you always hear the word legacy dropped upon is LeBron James. Everything that he does has to be regarded as legacy. And you know why that whole legacy talk is ridiculous? Because the man is currently still playing. Not every game is dictated on his legacy. If he has a bad game, now he'll it's a stain on his legacy because he had a bad day or had a bad 2 games. It's not. It's ridiculous. Players are gonna have bad games. Okay, I know that we're in the social media era. We're all connected. We can all give our opinions anytime we want because we have that device in our hand that we can just log on social media and just give our opinions when we feel like it. But legacies cannot be determined each day. You appreciate someone's legacy when they retire. I think you appreciate someone's legacy long after they're retired. I may not appreciate. I appreciate LeBron James' play now, but I probably won't really fully appreciate what he did until maybe when I'm 50 years old, when you can get away from it. I'm like Michael Jordan. I loved Michael when I was a kid. I grew up watching him. I can really appreciate I can appreciate the greatness of Michael Jordan more because he hasn't played in like almost 20 years, and I'm not counting those years in Washington because as far as I'm concerned, they don't exist. But those Bulls years were fantastic, and I can appreciate the greatness of it. And the thing that bugs me the most is that you have a generation of kids that will talk to you about a player's legacy, about what it's going to mean 10, 20 years down the road. And I'm saying to myself, you were born in 1995. What do you know about legacy? You're just now starting sports. Why do you care about what someone's legacy is 10, 20 years down the road? Just appreciate what you're watching. We didn't grow up talking about legacy. We just enjoyed we just enjoyed the player. We didn't talk about legacies. I don't really remember harping on championships when we were a kid. If you had a favorite player, you would buy that favorite player's jersey. You would buy that favorite player's shoes, and you would just enjoy them for being what they are, for doing what they do on a night-to-night basis. It wasn't something that you talked about. And I think that's something that sports media has done. I believe social media has aided it. And it sucks the life out of the greatness out of sports because that's all you talk about. It's what guys' rings are. How many rings they're going to get. That they don't do this. Does it impact their legacy? It's all ridiculous. And it's gotten to the point where it's taught a generation of kids, and that's all that they know. I don't have facts on this, but I do believe that this younger generation can't fully appreciate what they're watching because they want to have a hot take on everything. Everything, is live in the moment. They have a bad game, they're trash. They have a great game, they're great. There's nothing in between. And unfortunately, that's really all that you see on TV and all you see on social media. I didn't grow up with that. We had, if you were lucky enough, you had your father or you had an uncle. You had any, just say you had anybody who grew up. If you had a male figure who knew about sports, they taught you about it, and you didn't live it. You weren't talking about that, And also, to be fair, we didn't grow up with social media. You only got what's Sports Center or the nightly news was your chance to see highlights. So to be fair, we didn't have it like that. But the main point on this on this video is I just want more people to appreciate what they're watching. You don't have to like the player, but I feel whoever it may be, this is not LeBron James or anything like that, but this can go to any sport. Appreciate what you're watching, appreciate greatness, and don't worry about legacies and championships. When you get old, and when you get old and wrinkly, you're going to be talking about the great plays that you see. You're not going to always be talking about championships and all that. You're going to remember the great plays, the great games these athletes presented to you. So that's what I want to talk about. Let's just appreciate the athletes and just enjoy what we watch. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is your boy Russ. You guys have a good rest of the night. I will talk to you next time. Peace.